What's up, YouTube? My name is Bigboysnacksjonnytv, and tonight I'll go my AEW full gear review on highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel because I'm on the road to 7K, and I'm on the road to YouTube partner. So follow my social media down below in the description. Go check out my WWE SmackDown review on highlights, and also go check out my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. Go check out my NXT review, WWE NXT review on highlights, and go check out my WWE Raw review on highlights up there up on the channel right now. Alright, without further ado, let's get started on my AEW Full Gear review on highlights. Now AEW Full Gear, it was a good show, even though it had like 9 matches, but it was still a good show. It was some good matches. That's all I gotta say. Good matches and good moments. That's all I gotta say. But one title has changed, but the rest stay the same. Alright, here we go. Full Gear 0 Hour. Anna Jay defeated Deonna Purrazzo, and Buddy Matthews defeated Dante Martin, the Beast Mortaros, and Commander. And Big Boom AJ defeated QT Marshall, which one of the worst matches of the night. And with the Boom having been brought to the air affairs, we close Full Gear 0 Hour with the entrance for our opening contest with the AEW World Tag Team Championship on the line in a fatal 4-way tag match. Alright, so we get the AEW World Tag Team Championship. I'm sorry, AEW World Tag Team Championship fatal four-way tag match. Private Party versus the Outrunners versus Kings of the Black Throne and the Acclaim. This was a fun match right here. Fun tag team fatal 4-way match. Alright. We start things off with Mark Quinn and Malachi Black circling the mat before Malachi Black takes Mark Quinn down. Mark Quinn fights to his feet as Malachi keeps on the arm before Mark Quinn turns it around and only be dropped right back down. Mark Quinn hits an arm drag on Malachi Black to turn things back in his favor. But Malachi Black takes a seated position on the canvas, dodging a running kick that leads to the standoff between them. Anthony Bounds gets a tag to get into the ring, but so does Isaiah Cassidy as the two go at it until Anthony Bounds take him down with a famous Masscaster addressed the crowd, which caused some issues for Anthony Bounds when he can't make a tag before Turbo Tag. Instead, Outrunners double team Zay before Turbo goes back on the attack, setting Malachi Black out of the ring when he rushes in, and only for Brody King to show off his power, sending him to the mat off a tag. The action spills to the outside as Brody King takes everyone out, bringing Anthony Bounds back into the ring now. As Malachi Black gets some licks in before the King takes the air to wear him down. Malachi hits a dive on the outside before bringing Mark Quinn into the ring, with the King wearing down him and Zay before the Acclaim and Outrunners come into the ring once again. This leads to a brawl between everyone, with the others focusing on wearing down the bigger Brody King, leading to a group effort decision meeting Timbers. The ring is cleared out aside from the Acclaim and Outrunners, who look for a handshake but gets attacked by the former champs. The current champs, however, get back into things before a double team on the Outrunners for a near fall. And yes, at this point, I'm not sure who legal or if this is tornado tag, and I missed it. LOL. But the Outrunners turn it around on Private Party. Okay, now we get Magna getting the tag from Floyd as they go back after Zay, but the Kings rushed in as Brody King gets a blind tag to after Anthony Bounds. He and Malachi Black hit a double team on Anthony Bounds in the corner, but the Outrunners evade the same fate before hitting a total recall for a near fall. Anthony Bounds gets back into the match before Mascot attacks himself in, causing a bunch of friction between them as the pair are the legal men in this match. Billy Gunn, who likely has flashbacks surrounding this talk to Maskcaster and Anthony Bowers before Maskcaster offers to take the pinfall. Anthony Bowers re- relaunching relaunch relaunch turn pins him, but that is broken up by Zay. The Acclaim turns it around, but are arguing about who gets the pinfall, and this leads to the Outrunners getting involved, only to be sent out of the ring by Private Party as the champs get the pin to retain the titles. The winner by pinfall and still your AEW World Tag Team Champions Private Party. I was right that Private Party was going to retain tonight. All right, fun opening match. So chaotic. I definitely missed some tags in this. Haha. Good story being told with the Acclaim really having some tensions. Love the old outlaw spot with both of them being the legal men. Haha. Big win for Private Party to retain. Hashtag AW4Gear. Alright, let's move on. Backstage, we hear from Orange Cassidy, who promised AEW will deliver a matches back to the Death Riders when he beat John Moxley for the AEW World Championship. So we get a video package. Adam Cole and Roger Strong want revenge on MJF, but it's only Roger Strong who gets to face him tonight at AEW Full Gear. Back at ringside, MJF makes his way down the ramp for our next match to some boos from the crowd. Out next is Roger Strong standing alone in his mission to take MJF down as he heads to the ring before this match gets underway. So we get MJF versus Roger Strong. This was a good match. MJF immediately leaves the ring, grabbing a microphone from the announcer arena to run down Roger Strong and the New Jersey crowd. This rallies Roger Strong up as MJF tries to escape up the ramp, only for Roger Strong to go after him on the stage. MJF turns things around, however, using the turnbuckle to attack Roger Strong's hand before setting up for a powerbomb onto the apron, which hits opponent down in pain. MJF just mocks Roger Strong before bringing him back into the ring to mark him, mark him some more. MJF turns his attention to the crowd for some more words before going after Roger Strong again. But Roger Strong catches him with a chop instead. MJF takes him down to the mat before mocking him from the turnbuckle. He goes after Roger Strong's hand again, telling him the people don't care about him. As he takes Roger Strong to the mat, Roger Strong fights back to his feet before taking it to the ropes, hitting an insecurity on MJF. Follow up with a half Nelson backbreaker, but he's still in pain himself, keeping him from capitalizing. Roderick Strong slowly gets to his feet as does MJF, but it's Roderick Strong who maintains control as he sends MJF back to the mat. Still reeling from the earlier attack, Roger Strong heads to the ropes for some leverage as he gets back up. MJF is up as well, however, but Roger Strong blocks a heat-seeker attempt to send him to the outside, following up with a dropkick before leaving the ring, sending MJF into the barricade on his back. Um, Roger Strong brings him back into the ring, but MJF dodges to sick kick before talk, taking Roger Strong to the mat. He looks for a Panama Sunrise, but gets taken down by Roger Strong instead, who gets a near fall of his efforts. MJF gets back into it, going after Roger Strong as he starts mocking him again, and this rallies Roger Strong up for a few strikes of his own. MJF stops him but is soon taken back down as Roger Strong goes for a club release. MJF crawls towards the ropes but is pulled away by Roger Strong, whose shoulder nearly gives out as he lets go of the hold. Roger Strong struggles to get after MJF, but the struggle pays off as he hits the ends of Howard attack on MJF for the cover, only for MJF to get his foot on the bottom rope to stop the count. Roger Strong hits the ropes to go after MJF, who dips through the ropes to the outside. Both men end up back in the ring as MJF catches Roger Strong with a cradle for a near fall. but Roger Strong fights back with a backbreaker and a gut buster before taking to the ropes for a sick kick. Roger Strong looks for an end of heart attack instead of covering, and MJF responds with a brainbuster, forcing both men on the canvas. Roger Strong calls over to MJF for a weak cover, but MJF counters with a saw with saw of the earth. Roger Strong is broken after all the damage is taken and has no choice but to tap out. The winner by pinfall MJF. This was a good match. MJF is far from finished, however, as he grabs a steel chair from ringside to continue the beat down. He goes after the arm of Roger Strong some more before Adam Cole and the rest of the Undisputed Kingdom make their way down to the ramp for the save. Alongside Kyle O'Reilly as MJF makes his escape through the crowd. Kyle O'Reilly shoves Adam Cole away, telling him off for letting Roger Strong fight his battles against MJF before leaving the ring with Roger Strong. Mike Bennett talks to Adam Cole about the situation as they leave the ring. Good, good match between MJF and Roger Strong. Like where they went with this, though the sudden salt of the earth was a smart play to get MJF the win tonight. Hashtag AEW Full Gear. Video package. Mercedes Moné has been on a roll since signing with AEW, but faces a new challenge for the TBS Championship as she defends against Chris Statlander at Full Gear. Back at ringside, Chris Statlander makes her way to the ring for our next match. She looks ready to challenge for the TBS Championship as the champion Mercedes Moné makes her way out next before this match gets underway. So we get the TBS Championship match. Mercedes Moné defends against Chris Statlander. And in this match right here, and I ain't even gonna lie, this no, yeah, this match right here, um, I'm also say this match was pretty good, in my own opinion. This match was pretty good between Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander goes after the champion from the opening bell before Mercedes Moné fights back only to be taken down with a big body slam by the challenger. Flipping senton and a standing moonsault press gives Chris Statlander a near fall. Mercedes Moné slides out of the ring for a breather, only for Chris Statlander to give chase before the action ends up on the apron, where the champ takes Chris Statlander to the floor with a hurricanrana. Mercedes Moné slides into the ring as the referee begins to count. Chris Statlander makes it to her feet before Mercedes Moné goes back on the attack, taking her down with a meteor before sliding back in the ring to count alongside the referee. Chris Statlander makes it back to the apron before Mercedes Moné goes after her once more, sending her into the steel steps with a double knee attack. The champion goes back to the ring as the referee starts a new count, but Chris Statlander makes it back to the ring, only to be sent to the corner for some stumps and by Mercedes Moné, who gets a near fall. Chris Statlander is in the corner now as she starts fighting back, but the champion takes control of a meteor that gets her a near fall before the ref spots her using the ropes for leverage. Mercedes Moné goes back on the attack, but Chris Statlander fights back to her feet for a powerbomb. But Mercedes Moné counters into a neckbreaker instead, driving her down hard to the mat for a near fall. Mercedes Moné goes to the corner, hitting a sunset flip that sends Chris Statlander into the corner as she goes for the cover, but it's only good for a 2 count as the challenger kicks out. Mercedes Moné goes back on the attack, clinching in a straightjacket clutch before Chris Statlander manages to break free in the corner. Mercedes Moné goes for a whiplash DDT, but is then crashing into the mat instead by Chris Statlander. Mercedes Moné in the corner as she fends off Chris Statlander before looking for another meteor, but the challenger catches her with a buckle bomb instead. The referee begins a standing count as both women slowly get to their feet, with Mercedes Moné taking to the ropes getting caught with a power slam by Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander Chris Statlander takes her to the corner before hitting the Chaos 3 for the cover, but Mercedes Moné managed to get her boot on the bottom rope just in nick of time. Chris Statlander gets caught with a perfect bomb for a near fall before Mercedes Moné attentions to the statement stalemate maker. She fights to her feet, but the champ managed to take her down with a backbreaker, covered by the champ who gets a near fall for her efforts. Mercedes Moné heads to the corner now, taking the challenger down once more with a meteor, but Chris Statlander managed to kick out once more, which frustrates Mercedes Moné. Chris Statlander takes the champ down with a 2-hour backbreaker, sending Mercedes Moné down to the mat with a disgust Larry after for a close their fall. Chris Statlander looking for an inside hook with the champ gets a cradle for the challenger to drop her with a deadlift suplex drive for a near fall. Mercedes Moné catches her with a DDT to get back into things with a near fall, and the champ is screaming as she tries to figure out what it will take to put the challenger down. Mercedes Moné with a vertical suplex, turning it into the Three Amigos as she challenged the late Eddie Guerrero to go up top for a cross splash, only for Chris Statlander to catches her in midair, diving her down hard with what I can best describe as a F5 of sorts of the cover. But the champ managed to get a shoulder up to save her title. Chris Statlander climbs the nearest turnbuckle, looking to take Mercedes Moné down with a 450 splash, but the champ rolls out of the way. She lays into Chris Statlander before going after the leg with some right hands, and she goes up top once more for a false splash onto Chris Statlander, knees covered by Mercedes Moné once again, and once again Chris Statlander managed to kick out. Mercedes Moné eggs on her challenger as Chris Statlander gets to her feet, only to be hit with not one but two backstabbers in the moneymaker for the cover, and Chris Statlander kicks out. The champ is shocked by the fact that wasn't enough before bringing the challenger to her feet. She shouts at Chris Statlander, which catches her with a black with a backslide pinfall attempt in exchange until Mercedes Moné is sent down to the mat. Chris Statlander looks for a Saturday night forever, and but the champ starts biting her leg to escape, sending Chris Statlander into the ropes before pulling her in for the pin to retain the championship. The winner by pinfall and still your TBS champion, Mercedes Moné, which is I got that one right again. All right, this match right here, it says Mercedes Moné celebrate at ringside as the doctor helps Chris Statlander up the ramp and to the back. Mercedes Moné takes her celebration to the ramp, dancing with both of her titles before heading to the back well. Really like that TBS title match tonight. Some really good stuff here. Enjoy the near fall that comes from Mercedes comes from the Monet maker, but Alice Mercedes Monet wins again to retain. I agree with that statement. Video package: things have escalated between Heyman Page and who was his name, Jay White, as they collide one more time here at full AEW Full Gear. Back at ringside, Juice Robinson accomplices Jay White, accompanied by Jay White to the stage before the Switchblade heads down the ramp for our next match. Out next is Hangman Adam Page, and this match gets on the way. All right, so we get Hangman Adam Page versus Jay White, and I gotta tell you, in this match right here, I ain't even gonna lie, this match was fun. This was fun. This was a fun match to watch, and I enjoyed this match. The men lock up before Jay White gets the early advantage, landing into Hangman with some chops, but Hangman Page sends him over the ropes to the outside, immediately following him for some right hands. Hangman Page sets him up in the corner using the ring post to inflict more pain before bringing him finally back into the ring. The action heads to the corner. Hangman Page continues the attack before the ref intervenes, and this gives Jay White an opening to take the Hangman down to the mat for a near fall. He takes Hangman Page to the corner for some more strikes, but Hangman Page starts to fight back until the Switchblade hits a DDT for a 2 count. Jay White goes for the cover, but is sent crashing to the mat by Hangman Page, who follows up with a near fall away slam, sending him into the corner. Hangman Page counters. Hangman Page continues the attack as he gains another near fall on the Switchblade, who managed to pull the Hangman's leg into the ring post, but the the velocity caused him to drop down, favoring his ankle as he comes back into the ring. He takes Hangman Page on a one-way trip to the canvas thanks to a superplex, staying on top of him for the cover for a 2 count. Hangman Page dodges a brainbuster, hitting a chop block on the injured leg of Jay White, who responds with one of his own, with Hangman Adam Page for a good measure. Both men are their feet, trading strikes until Jay White takes Hangman Page to the mat, followed by a deadlift German suplex, bringing for a near fall as Hangman Page kicks out. Hangman Page catches the switchblade with a locker bomb for a near fall of his own before Jay White gets before Jay White gets his shoulder up. The action makes its way to the apron as the two go at it once more, with Jay White taking the Hangman down with a suplex right into the hardest part of the ring that sends him to the floor. Hangman Page slowly gets to his feet, only to be caught with a half and half suplex by the Switchblade. Jay White heads back in the ring as the referee begins to count, but instead he tells the referee follow him as he heads back out to gym. After heads back out to go after Hangman Page once more. This turns out to be a mistake, however, as Hangman Page takes him down hard to the floor before bringing him over to the barricade, using it to do more damage on the injured leg of Jay White. He chases in an ankle lock on the switchblade, but the referee can't consider a submission on the outside as he heads back to the ring to break the crowd. Jay White Jay White crawls towards the ring as the count reaches 9, and Hangman Page runs back into the ring, but it's so too late. But so too does the Switchblade. Hangman Page sets up for a buckshot lariat, but Jay White counters into a Blade Runner attempt, only for Hangman Page to chance in the ankle lock once more. Jay White gets to the ropes for a break, but Hangman Page goes back for an ankle lock. Jay White fights free, sending Hangman Page into the ropes with a dragon screw leg whip to the to go at the middle of the ring. I'm sorry, until Jay White hits a U-wrench for the cover, but Hangman Page gets out. He fight out of a Blade Runner 2 chances in the ankle lock, only for Jay White to counter with a leg lock of his own. Hangman Page is inching his way to the ropes, finally grabbing the rope, but grabbing the rope to force a break. Jay White struggles to his feet as he looks for a half and half suplex, but Hangman Page fights him off, taking to the corner. Dragon screw by Jay White and sends him to the mat. But Hangman fights right back with a dead eye, diving the switchblade as the canvas and well into the canvas. I'm sorry. He sets Jay White up for a second dead eye, followed by the cover, but the switchblade kicks up. We get an exchange of counters before before Page changes in the ankle lock one more time, for only for Jay White to counter with the Blade Runner that connects for the win. The winner by pin for Jay White. This was a good match. Jay White leads the ring celebrating, picking up another victory over Hangman Page as he goes up the ramp, only for Hangman to chase after him. Blindside the Switchblade, Christopher Daniels, and and others officials rush to the stage to intervene, but the Hangman Page takes Daniels out before making his way to the back. There's gonna be some fine suspension on Hangman Page. That's all I gotta say. But good match, by the way. Video package: Kyle Fletcher is on a mission to prove he's nothing like Will Ospreay. His former friend collide at AEW Full Gear. Back at ringside, Will Ospreay makes his way down the ramp for our next match. Kyle Fletcher makes his way to the ring next. Don Callis coming down alongside before joining commentator as this match gets underway. So we get Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. This was the match. This was a highlight match of the night right here. I enjoyed this match. All right. Both men charge at each other with strikes before Will Ospreay hits the ropes to build up some offense, only to be dropped down with a shoulder tackle by Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher sends Will Ospreay to the ropes, but is taken out of the ring by Will Ospreay, only for Kyle Fletcher to catch Will Ospreay on the outside, sending him into the barricade instead. Kyle Fletcher looks to send Will Ospreay into the steel steps, but Will Ospreay managed to dive over the steps into the disaster before taking Kyle Fletcher back into the ring, sending him to the corner. Will Ospreay lays into Kyle Fletcher with a hard chop, but is soon sent into the corner with a hammer throw by Kyle Fletcher, who follows with a DDT, some mild punches on the aerial assassin, the aerial assassin. Kyle Fletcher stays on the attack, sending Will Ospreay to the outside before connecting with a sheer drop suplex, sending him to the floor. The crowd does Don Callis yeah he said the crowd let Don Callis know how that feels about him as Kyle Fletcher brings Will Ospreay back into the ring for a cover. But Will Ospreay managed to kick out of a series of pin attempts, only for Kyle Fletcher to lay in a stomp on him. Kyle Fletcher continues the offense with some stomps as a few kicks for good measure. One more kick is blocked by Will Ospreay, who fights back to his feet before using the ropes to his advantage, only to be forced to the canvas by Kyle Fletcher, who lays in a hard kick followed by a hanging DDT from the ropes for a near fall. Kyle Fletcher goes after the neck of Will Ospreay with a dragon sleeper. Before Will Ospreay makes it to his feet to break free, he hits the ropes for a DDT, but is blocked by Kyle Fletcher, who connects with a Mochoka driver for a close near fall. Will Ospreay fights back, sending Kyle Fletcher to the outside before going up top for a sky twister that gets the drop on Kyle Fletcher on the floor. He brings Kyle he brings Kyle Fletcher back into the ring, going up top for an elbow strike that gets him a 2 count. He gets Kyle Fletcher up with a few kicks to the face, hitting Kyle Fletcher with a chop as Kyle Fletcher acts defend in the face of his former friend. This leads to both men trading chops until Kyle Fletcher lures and Will Ospreay for a trust for a thirst kick, sending him to the ropes. Kyle Fletcher goes for the corner, only to be caught by Will Ospreay for a powerbomb and a near fall. But both men end up on their feet, trading strikes before Will Ospreay hits the ropes for an Ox cutter, only for Kyle Fletcher to counter with a cutter of his own, followed by a high ankle powerbomb. that gets him a 2 count. Dashin spills to the outside, where Will Ospreay counters an attack by Kyle Fletcher to connect with a tombstone power driver, sending him into the floor. Both men are down as the referee checks on them before starting the count. Will Ospreay slowly gets to his feet to slide into the ring, but Kyle Fletcher barely makes it in the ring at the count of 9, giving Will Ospreay an opening to lay in an onslaught of offense on his former friend, culminating in a close near fall before Kyle Fletcher kicks out. Will Ospreay gets to the corner looking for the hidden blade, but Kyle Fletcher ducks it. He counters out of a powerbomb by Will Ospreay for a third kick, but Will Ospreay hits him with a Spanish fly on the mat. Hidden blade is countered by a lariat from Kyle Fletcher, only for Will Ospreay to respond by finally connecting with the hidden blade to lay Kyle Fletcher out. The ref begins the ref begins the standing count as both men slowly stir while Ospreay getting to his feet to climb the turnbuckle. But Kyle Fletcher evades the ox cutter, sending him into the turnbuckle instead. Kyle Fletcher goes after him on the turnbuckle, but is knocked off by Will Ospreay, who takes a kick to the shoulder by Kyle Fletcher, but Will Ospreay fights back to hit a Styles Clash covered by Will Ospreay for a 2 count. As he heads to the corner for a hidden blade and another cover, which results in another 2 count as Kyle Fletcher kicks out once more. The two make their way to the apron now, where Will Ospreay looks for a storm breaker before Kyle Fletcher counters with a tombstone piledriver from the apron. The ring steps. Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher drop to the floor as the crowd showed their shock at what went down. Kyle Fletcher pulled Will Ospreay up by his hair, telling him he better as he brings Will Ospreay to the ring. Will Ospreay goes to the ropes, but is rocked hard by a running kick by Kyle Fletcher, who drops him with a grimstone for the cover. But Will Ospreay narrowly gets a shoulder up to save the match for himself. Kyle Fletcher has a grin on his face as he sets Will Ospreay up for a tiger driver, only for Will Ospreay to catch him for a near fall. Kyle Fletcher is pleased with himself as Will Ospreay tries to fight back, only to be grabbed by the arm by Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher hits a big lariat, turning Will Ospreay around as he crashes to the mat. He's sent to the corner for a running kick by Kyle Fletcher, who hits another one for good measure before setting Will Ospreay up on the top turnbuckle, connecting with a brainbuster onto the turnbuckle. Kyle Fletcher makes the cover and gets the win over Will Ospreay. The winner by pinfall, Kyle Fletcher. This was the best. This was the best. This was the best highlight match of the night right here. This was the match of the night over here. This was the best match of the night, and I enjoyed this match between Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. All right, let's move on. Don Callis joins him in the ring as Kyle Fletcher stands tall over the fallen Will Ospreay. Mark Davis rushes down to check on Will Ospreay as Kyle Fletcher runs him down before leaving the ring with Don Callis. They make their way up the ramp as Kyle Fletcher tells Mark Davis and Will Ospreay deserve each other before the pair leave to the back. All right, let's move on. After the break from the AEW sponsors, we get back to ringside as Mina Shakira step out with a nice setup for the Champagne Championship celebration. She introduced herself before welcoming the AEW Women's World Championship. Mariah made the champions sporting what appears to be a shinner from the no DQ match against Anna Jay step onto the stage as she embraced Mia Shakira. Taking taking the microphone, she talks about how no one has been able to touch her in in this division before, showing some love to her great friend Mina Shakira, saying she couldn't have done this without her. Mina Shakira presents a couple glass of champagne, saying, Long, long may she reign. Long may she reign before they enjoy a nice glass of the bubbly. The pair start dancing in celebration until Morame tries to blindside Mina Shakira, but no ball. As Mina Shakira fights back before sending the champion and herself through a table off the stage. Officials run down to check on both women, but but Mina Shakira makes it to her feet first as she goes after the champ with a bloody kiss reminiscent of what Mariah May did to Tony Storm a few months ago. Officials pull her away as we get a shot up close from of a fallen Mariah May. And I already been called the straight down the middle that Mina Sakura was going to turn on Mariah May. I called it straight down the middle, and I was right again. All right, let's move on. I think that Mina Shakira, I think Mina Sakura, I said Shakira, Mina Sakura is going to take the title off of Mariah May. Alright. So we could get to a video package. The feud between Daniel Garcia and Jack Perry leading to this TNT Championship match at Full Gear. A video showcasing Daniel Garcia and featuring the voice of his mother encourages the challenger to finish what you started before he makes his way out for our next match. Out next is the champion himself, the scapegoat, showing off his mask, revealing his true self as Jack Perry heads to the ring before this match gets underway. So we get the TNT Championship match. Jack Perry defends against Daniel Garcia, and this was a good match, man. It took Daniel Garcia 4 years to capture the TNT Championship match, but this was a good match that I enjoyed. The two stare the two stare each other down before circling the mat for a lockout, where Jack Perry sends his challenger to the corner before the referee intervenes. This leads to the two locking up again, with Jack Perry being sent to the corner this time. He leaves the ring as the referee begins to count, but Jack Perry just slides back in a rally up Daniel Garcia, leaving the ring again. Jack Perry eventually returns as he stares the challenger down. They lock up again with Daniel Garcia taking the upper hand as he sends Jack Perry to the ropes, only for the champion to once again escape to the outside. Daniel Garcia gives chase as Jack Perry heads back in the ring, frustrating Daniel Garcia before staring him down on the outside. And this gives Daniel Garcia an opening to send the champ into the barricade twice over. Daniel Garcia throws a chair in anger before laying in some hard forearm strikes, eventually sending him over the crowd with a running kick. Jack Perry gets to his feet, but is intercepted by the challenger, who sends him into the ring post before driving his shoulder into it. The referee is insisting that the action returns to the ring, just as Jack Perry catches Daniel Garcia with a DDT off the apron to send him face first into the floor. The action finally finds its way back into the ring as Jack Perry goes back to work on the challenger, taking taking Daniel Garcia down for the top rope turnbuckle with a missile drop kick for a near fall. He hits Daniel Garcia with a layer to follow, keeping the challenger at bay as he mocks Daniel Garcia before bringing him to his feet. Jack Perry transitions. Jack Perry transitions into a chinlock on Daniel Garcia, who fights back to his feet to hit a Sato suplex on the champ to get back into the swing of things. Jack Perry fights back, however, hitting a drop toe hold before locking in an STF on the challenger, who makes it to the ropes, forcing a break. Jack Perry takes the action to the apron as he down drives Daniel Garcia down into the hardest part of the ring before turning his attention to Matt Menard at commentary, daring him to get up before bringing Daniel Garcia over to a massive powerbomb through a table in the timekeeper's area, and then dumping garbage over him. He heads to the ring as Matt Menard goes to check on his friend while the referee begins to count. Matt Menard tries to will Daniel Garcia on as the count continues, barely getting past not when he leaps into the ring to save the match for himself. Jack Perry mocks the challenger as he goes on the attack, but this just angers Daniel Garcia enough to get back to his feet as he lays the champion out. Jack Perry is in the corner as Daniel Garcia pounces him, laying in a fury of stomps followed by a running boot slide. He brings Jack Perry up before throwing him by the hair to the mat and follows up with a butterfly suplex, sending the champ into the corner and to the corner. He has Jack Perry on the ropes now, eventually setting up for a powerbomb. But Jack Perry sends him into the corner, fighting back as he lays in some strikes up top. The two slug it out before Jack Perry sets Daniel Garcia up on the canvas, driving him into the opposite turnbuckle before dropping him down for a near fall. Jack Perry leaves the ring, grabbing the TNT Championship from the timekeeper's area before bringing it into the ring. But instead of using it, he drops the title to the mat. He drops to his knees, imploring Daniel Garcia to prove himself by using the title on him. But Daniel Garcia gives the title to the referee instead. This proves constantly as the referee distracted with taking the belt out as Jack Perry hits him with a low blow and a running knee for the cover, only for the challenger to kick out. Jack Perry goes to the corner for a running kick, but stops when Daniel Garcia drops down. He sets the challenger up again, but is countered with a jackknife cover that gets him a 2 count. Daniel Garcia drops the champ with a leg catcher pile driver, but Jack Perry managed to kick out again. The two fight their way up the the two fight their way up to their feet before Daniel Garcia laying in some chops, sending Jack Perry to the ropes. Jack Perry can't help but smile and defense defense, but Daniel Garcia takes him down with a power driver before clinching in a dragon tamer. Jack Perry crawls to the ropes, but Daniel Garcia pulls him back into the middle. He leans back and adds more punishment, and the scapegoat has no choice but to tap out as we have a new TNT championship. All right, the winner by pinfall and your new TNT champion, Daniel Garcia. This match was good. Daniel Garcia celebrates with the crowd before being presented with an AEW flag that he drapes upon himself, leaving to the back with the title he just won tonight and leaving us with Jack Perry in the ring. Now, nobody has predicted this, but I thought that the scapegoat was going to retain the TNT championship, but it didn't happen. But somehow Daniel Garcia took it took 4 years It took 4 years for Daniel Garcia has finally captured the TNT Championship. Congratulations to Daniel Garcia, well deserved in a good match. All right, let's move on. Video package: the AEW debut of Ricochet has seen him on a collision course with Konosuke Takeshita, leading to this AEW International Championship match at Full Gear. Back at ringside, Ricochet makes his way out for our next match. This is followed by the arrival of the AEW International Champion as Konosuke Takeshita heads out, accompanied by Don Callis, who joins commentary one more as the match gets underway. So we get the AEW International Championship match. Konosuke Takeshita defends the title, the defense against Ricochet. And in this match right here, I ain't gonna lie, this was a good match. This was a good match between Konosuke Takeshita and Ricochet. But when it comes to Konosuke Takeshita, when he's a heel, he got that dog in him in that ring, so he can go in the ring. He got that dog in him. So hats off to Konosuke Takeshita and Ricochet. But this was a good match too. The two trade offense to start things off with Takeshita getting the upper hand until Ricochet catches him by surprise to send the champ into the corner, only for Ricochet to be lured into the turnbuckle. Ricochet gets back to his feet, catching the champion with a crossbody for a near fall. Takeshita takes him to the corner, but Ricochet managed to fight back until he sent into the turnbuckle, and then the Alpha sends him to the floor with a running boot. Kanushka Takeshka follows closely, sending the challenger into the barricade, not once but twice. He brings Ricochet back into the ring now, dropping him with the canvas hard for a near fall as Ricochet kicks out. Ricochet starts to fight back before the champ sends him into the corner, taking control as he wears down the challenger with some hard strikes. He goes for the back of Ricochet now, sending him into the ropes for a forearm into the lower back. He does hit this a second time, forcing Ricochet to be prone on the ropes as he pulls him back in, only for Ricochet to lay in some offense of its own to send the champ to the corner. Ricochet is unable to mount further offense due to his lower back being in pain, allowing Kanushka Takeshita to catch him in the corner to launch him to the mat. He goes to work on the challenger before sending him into the corner one more, but Ricochet catches him with a drop kick, sending him to the ropes instead. Ricochet builds up some momentum as he forced the champ into the corner twice, leading a springboard attack to send Kanushka Takeshita to the canvas. Kanushka Takeshita fights off an attack by the challenger to hit the ropes, only for Ricochet to send him to the uh, outside for a diving, sending him to the floor with a Sasuke special. He brings the champ back into the ring now, getting a near fall off a 450 splash as a frustrated Don Callis rushed to ringside to urge his champion back into the match. Ricochet hits some strikes and takes the ropes, only to be caught with a blue thunder bomb, giving the champ a near fall. In the process, Kanushka Takeshita is back on the attack here, but Ricochet starts fighting back until the champ hits a wheelbarrow suplex, only for Ricochet to take him back down to the mat with a spirit gun, much to the charging of Don Callis. Kanushka Takeshita gets caught in the corner by the challenger, but fights back with some strikes to the back of Ricochet, setting him up for a avalanche German suplex, he follows up with a big lariat for the cover, but the challenger managed to kick out. Power drives knee by the champ as he covers Ricochet, but this only gets a 2 count as well. Kanushka Takeshita target the lower back of the challenger, who is sent with a senton climbing up the top before Ricochet fends him off, and he of his poison rhino. He climbs up top, hitting a shooting star press on the champ for the cover, but Kanushka Takeshita kicks out as just as Don tries to get involved. Excuse me. Ricochet in the corner, setting up for a spear gun, but the champ ducks it. He counters the he counters the vertigo, eventually catching the challenger with a modified tombstone power driver in the cover. But Ricochet kicks out once again. Knee pad is down, but Ricochet evades the power drive knee to hit a twisted brainbuster on the champ. Fireman carried into a kick that Fireman carried into a kick lets the challenger makes the cover, but the Alpha kicks out to save his title reign. Ricochet goes up top, but is intercepted by the champ, who hits a knee in the corner for hosting him up for an avalanche brainbuster that gets him the win to retain the title. The winner by pinfall and still your AEW International Champion Kanushka Takeshita. This was a good match between Kanushka Takeshita and Ricochet. Ricochet lost his first match at AEW Full Gear tonight, but still, this was a good match. All right, Don Callis enters the ring to celebrate with the Alpha standing over the fallen Ricochet before leaving the ring. Great match here for the international title. Ricochet looks great here through its Kanushka Takeshita who comes out with the win to retain. Hashtag AEW Full Gear. Okay, so we get a video package. The arrival of the Hurt Syndicate puts Swerve Strickland in their crosshairs as as he faces Bobby Lashley tonight at AEW Full Gear. Jim Ross joins us at commentary as we head back to ringside where Swerve Strickland makes his way down to the ring for our next match. MVP makes his way alongside Bobby Lashley next as Bobby Lashley enters the ring before this match gets underway. So we get Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley. In this match right here, in my own opinion, I might as well say this was a decent match. Decent match between Swerve Strickland and Bobby Lashley. Like I said, I already knew that Bobby Lashley was going to be Swerve Strickland. I called it straight down the middle again, so I was right about that one again. Decent match. Swerve Strickland goes after Bobby Lashley from the outside. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me read that one more time. Swerve Strickland goes after Bobby Lashley from the outset, only to be sent crashing to the mat and then the corner by the almighty Bobby Lashley continues the attack, sending Swerve Strickland down hard for a cover, only to bring him back up, looking for to inflict more pain. Bobby Lashley brings him up for a suplex, taking Swerve Strickland back to the mat with a smile. Swerve Strickland goes to the corner, but is cut off by Bobby Lashley before he starts fighting back, only for Bobby Lashley to send him back into the corner, leading to a power slam that gets him a near fall. Bobby Lashley continues to wear Swerve Strickland down with a chin lock through. Swerve Strickland starts to get back to his feet as Prince Nana tries to wheel him on. Swerve Strickland gets a right hand, but Bobby Lashley stands him back in the corner, mocking the crowd before charging out Swerve Strickland, who hits him with a boot to send him to the canvas. Shelton Benjamin appears at ringside to get Swerve Strickland off his game, forcing Swerve Strickland to on, go after him on the outside as Prince Nana tries to intervene. Swerve Strickland gets blindsided by Bobby Lashley one more on the outside as he sends the former world champion to the barricade before bringing him back in the ring. He gets some respect from MVP before hopping onto the apron, only for Swerve Strickland to send him off with a drop kick, forcing him to the floor. Swerve Strickland takes to the ropes, but Shelton Benjamin grabs his foot, but the referee catches him, ejecting him from ringside. MVP tries to argue the case with the referee to an all ball as Swerve Strickland is sent to the outside by Bobby Lashley, who sets the steel steps up before grabbing Swerve, who sends him into the steps instead and then into the ring post. Swerve Strickland stays on the attack now, sending Bobby Lashley back onto the steps where he slams him over and over again to get the advantage. The action ends up on the apron where Swerve Strickland takes him to the floor with a DDT. Bobby Lashley used the Spanish announcer desk to get back to his feet, but Swerve Strickland runs up the steps, connecting with a swerve stomp that drives him through the table. He brings Bobby Lashley back in the ring for a house call before climbing up top for a swerve stomp off the turnbuckle, but the cover in the cover, but Bobby Lashley managed to kick out just in time. The two end up on the outside as Swerve Strickland is distracted by MVP, allowing Bobby Lashley to hit him with a belly to belly suplex. And as Swerve gets to his feet, he is just as quickly sent through the barricade into the crowd with a spear by Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley brings him back into the ring now, hitting another spear before clinching in the hurt lock. Swerve Strickland is fading fast, and he is out, forcing the ref to call for the bell. The winner by pinfall, the Almighty Bobby Lashley. This was a decent match. The Hurt Syndicate celebrate in the ring as Shelton Benjamin returns, but they soon turn their attention to Prince Nana by bringing him into the ring for a hurt lock by the Almighty Bobby Lashley, having inflicted the right amount of pain here tonight. The Hurt Syndicate leave the ring with the MVP reminding us that they hurt people. All right, let's move on. Video package: John Moxley mission to take control of AEW meets his first hurdle as Orange Cassidy steps up to the plate and to challenge him for the AEW World Championship at AEW Full Gear. We cut we cut to a shot of the parking lot where the Death Riders have arrived to the building well past the call time, but we'll let it slide. It's time. This time before cutting to ringside, the group saying Wheeler Yuta comes in through the crowd as John Moxley enters the ring, ready to defend the AEW World Championship tonight as Orange Cassidy makes his way out next. Maria Shapiro hands the briefcase with the World Championship to the referee, forcing him to use the key to remove it from her from her wrist before unveiling the belt for our ring introductions as this main event gets underway. As Orange Cassidy gets the drop on him with an orange punch at the bell. Alright, so we get the main event of the evening. So we get the AEW World Championship match. John Moxley defends against Orange Cassidy. And I called it straight down the middle that Orange Cassidy was not going to beat John Moxley. Go watch my AEW Dynamite review on House. You're going to hear me mention that Orange Cassidy was not going to beat John Moxley at AEW Full Gear. John Moxley is going to retain the AEW World Championship at AEW Full Gear, and I called it straight down the middle. And look what just transpired tonight. John Moxley retained the AEW World Championship. But this is a good main event match right here. All right. Orange Cassidy hits a couple more orange punches before sending the champ out of the ring, quickly taking the action to the announcer table where he miles up to John Moxley for some punches. After a short break, he goes right back to work before taking a bite out of the champ, who quickly retreats to the barricade for some space. Orange Cassidy gets lured in before John Moxley sends his challenger onto the barricade and then into the crowd. The brawl ends up back at ringside as John Moxley takes control, punching away at Orange Cassidy, and as some of the crowd cheers him on. He acknowledge he acknowledges this for a moment before going back to work on Orange Cassidy, bringing him back in the ring for some more damage before sending him to the steel steps back on the outside. Orange Cassidy finally gets back into the ring once more, only to be sent to the corner as John Moxley takes a bite out of his challenger until the referee intervenes. John Moxley brings him back to the middle of the ring for a God-style power driver, making the cover, but Orange Cassidy managed to kick out. John Moxley responds by pummeling him with right hands before throwing him out of the ring. He tears an announcer table apart to set Orange Cassidy upon it, punching away until Orange Cassidy fights back, only to be kicked by John Moxley, who sends him into the ring steps. This gives Maria Shapiro a high five of sorts, similarly to wipe off the blood from his hand before sending Orange Cassidy into the ring. Orange Cassidy gets to his knees, trying to fight back, even as John Moxley lays in some hard kicks to the head. One more kick to the shoulder takes the challenger to the mat before John Moxley holds him up to drop him on the canvas for a near fall. He transitions to a double waist lock, but Orange Cassidy gets to the ropes to force a break. He climbs up on the apron, but he's knocked off by John Moxley, who sends him into the barricade as a result. The referee begins to count, but Orange Cassidy insists he can stop as he rolls back into the ring. He stands up to John Moxley as he lays in a couple right hands, only to be laid out by the champ. John Moxley sets him up on the turnbuckle, now hitting some strikes before he breaking the back of the challenger before the referee intervenes, only for Orange Cassidy to give John Moxley a taste of his own medicine. He leaps off the turnbuckle but gets caught by the champ, who gets a near fall before going for a submission hold. But John Moxley traps the leg of Orange Cassidy, floating over to catch the challenger's head as well before Orange Cassidy fights to his feet. John Moxley gets him in front, gets him a front headlock, taking him taking him to the corner before the ref calls for a clean break. This gives Orange Cassidy an opening as he drops the champ on the mat with a DDT off the turnbuckle. Orange Cassidy goes to the ropes for a DDT before heading to the corner for an orange punch, only for John Moxley to counter with a cutter. John Moxley is in control as he sets up for a Death Rider, but the challenger breaks free for a tray of strikes with the champion. Orange Cassidy is looking shaken but not broken as he goes back and forth with John Moxley once more. Once again. Orange Cassidy champ in the stomps the champ in his tracks by raising his hand and sticking them in his pockets for some deadly kicks. This lures and John Moxley for an orange punch off the ropes and a second one before Orange Cassidy clutches him for a close near fall. Orange Cassidy is taken down, but not for long, as he hits another orange punch followed by a beach break for the cover, but the champ managed to kick out. Claudio Cascanoli and Pac make their way through the crowd to seemingly keep a close eye on the affairs as both men start to stir in the ring. Claudio Cascanoli and Pac hop onto the apron, looking to cause trouble until the conglomeration to come down to even the numbers. This leads into a brawl between the groups on the outside, culminating in a divine of Romano as back in the rings. Rhea Shapiro has the case in hand to attack Orange Cassidy until Willow Nightingale rushes down for the save. She goes off on Maria Shapiro, sending both women out of the ring. As Orange Cassidy is left to consider using the case on the champ, which he does. He makes the cover, but John Moxley kicks out. Orange Cassidy is left wondering what else he needs to do to make the champ down. But John Moxley pulls the referee in against the ropes. This distracts him long enough for Real Yuta to rush into the ring, taking Orange Cassidy down with before escaping, and John Moxley hits his challenger down with a Death Rider for the pin to retain. The winner by pinfall is still your AEW World Champion John Moxley. I called it straight down the middle that Orange Cassidy was not going to beat John Moxley at AEW Full Gear. John Moxley retained the AEW World Championship, which I did call it straight down the middle. Look what happened, or what just transpired. John Moxley retained the AEW World Championship. I told y'all in my AEW Dynamite review highlights that Orange Cassidy was not going to beat John Moxley at AEW Full Gear tonight. And now look what happened. John Moxley retained the AEW World Championship. I was right again. All right, put some respect on my name, man. All right, John Moxley grabs the briefcase with the title, shouting at ringside before the Death Riders grab a bottle of cleaning solution, which they pour over Orange Cassidy to force him out of the ring. Suddenly, we see Hangman Page rushing down to the ring with a chair, sending Wheeler Yuta out of the ring before staring down John Moxley, who is back to his feet. Hangman Page dropped the chair, continuing to stare the champ down until Christian Cage went down with his title shot contract, taking John Moxley to the mat with a kill switch. Before he gets a chance to consider signing his contract and cashing it in, he gets laid out with a Blade Runner by Jay White. Jay White has seemingly gotten some revenge on the man who took him out of action early this summer, but Claudio Cascanoli and Pac blindside him before leaving the ring alongside the rest of the Death Riders. Jay White looks angry as we cut to the parking lot, watching the Death Riders heading towards their truck, only for a spray painted car to crash right into it. This forced the group to change things up as they commander someone's SUV driving away from the parking lot, and we find out it was Darby Allin driving the car. He's yelling at the group, asking where they going as officials check on him before AEW Full Gear comes to a close. All right, AEW Full Gear goes off the air. All right, let me give my spin what I think about AEW Full Gear. Now, AEW Full Gear was a good show. It had some good matches, but only one title has changed, and that is the TNT champion Darren Garcia took the title off the scapegoat Jack Perry. And Kanusuke Takeshita retained the AEW International Championship. And that's all I gotta say. And John Moxley retained the AEW World Championship. And I called it straight down the middle. But AEW Full Gear was a good show, and I enjoyed the show for what it was. Even though I was not hyped for it, but I still enjoyed the show for what it was. And that's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Full Gear review on highlights, please watch the video before you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this because I'm on the road to 7K and I'm pushing myself towards YouTube partner. Follow my social media down below in the description and go check out my WWE SmackDown review on highlights. Go check out my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. Go check out my WWE NXT review on highlights. And last but not least, go check out my WWE Raw review on highlights. I posted those videos up on my channel. Make sure you guys go watch those videos and show some love and go show some love and comment down below what you guys think of those reviews. And that's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, I'm gonna go make a YouTube short video to show you guys 1000% foolproof my thumbnail because the proof is inside the pudding. I'll bring you guys the facts and I'll bring you guys the proof because the proof is inside the pudding. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. If I don't have nothing to do tomorrow, I will go live on YouTube because I streamed Fortnite last week, but I don't I think I'm gonna be playing some maybe some Dragon Ball Sparking Zero or some Fortnite. But either or, I am going to be playing some Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which is tomorrow, and that's all I gotta say. I will be going live on YouTube tomorrow for some Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and that's all I gotta say because I'm going to sit there to enjoy myself playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. All right, enough of me yapping. This your boy Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. Have a great weekend, guys.